What if I told you that global debt is not a mistake, not a failure of governments, and not even a crisis? What if it's the output of a system, one that behaves less like politics and more like an algorithm? Every nation borrows. Every central bank expands. Every crisis ends the same way, with more debt than before. Before money was paper, before banks, before governments. Debt already existed, but it was personal, limited, and temporary. Governments needed massive funding. Taxes weren't enough. Gold was too slow. So they created something new, debt as currency itself. They created a feedback loop. Governments issue bonds, central banks buy them, new money enters, inflation rises, governments borrow again. Each step feeds the next. In 1971, the final restriction disappeared. The U.S. removed the gold standard. Money was no longer backed by anything physical, only government promises. From that point forward, governments could borrow without limit. Central banks create without constraint. Banks multiply deposits through fractional lending. This formed the modern debt algorithm. Borrow, print, inflate, borrow again. The system didn't aim for stability. It aimed for perpetual expansion. By the 2008 financial crisis, global debt had exploded. Governments bailed out banks. Central banks printed trillions. But instead of resetting the system, they locked it in. Debt didn't shrink. It accelerated. Households borrowed more. Corporations leveraged more. Governments ran historic deficits. Every crash became a justification for deeper borrowing. The algorithm learned. Fear creates demand for money. Money creates debt. Debt creates control. And control stabilized the system until it didn't. Today, global debt exceeds $300 trillion, more than 3 times the size of the entire world economy. Debt requires growth. Growth requires energy. Energy requires resources. Resources are finite, yet the algorithm demands infinite expansion. The system can't stop, because stopping collapses everything built on it. The loop has no off switch. Raise taxes, the economy slows. Debt rises. Cut spending, recession follows. Debt rises. Every solution feeds the same outcome. Print money, inflation grows. Debt rises. No reform breaks the loop, because the loop is the foundation. It optimizes for continuity, not people. The algorithm doesn't optimize for people. It optimizes for continuity. It only knows one command: expand or collapse. Every major economy is running the same program. Massive deficits, central bank interventions, bailouts, emergency spending. Different governments. Same code. The system is no longer political. It's mechanical, like a machine that must be fed or it devours itself. Global debt is not a failure. It is the system's output. The loop cannot stop without structural collapse. Every crisis is a feature, not a bug. The question is no longer if this system changes. It's how, and whether we see the pattern before it resets everything. If you found this eye-opening, subscribe to the American Money Archive, because the most powerful system in the world is the one nobody is allowed to see.